Hi, hello, good evening, salutations, welcome back. The Headaches and Outtakes podcast. I'm your host, Chaperian, alongside my co-host, Hern, a.k.a. Irish O African, a.k.a. Minty Hummer, a.k.a. Stunk Beagle, a.k.a. Queen Skeet, a.k.a. Cleavage McNamara, a.k.a. Cowabunga Peppermill, a.k.a. Simi Can't Stand It Bitch Jr., a.k.a. Secret Agent Randy Beans, a.k.a. Scary Mary Dogface, a.k.a. Cleon Hooters, the Herniator! How are you, sir?
That's me. All those are me.
Yeah. Well, you should probably go. They're ready for you.
They're ready for you. Dude, nobody appreciated it. We did this random, it was like for charity, technically, where we were at WVU for undergrad. It was a random like volleyball match, and we bought black shirts for all six of us. And my wife and I got like that stuff that you could paint, like draw, paint, whatever on the back of shirts. And we did. Every single one of us was a name from. Okay. I was Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin.
Ricky Ticky Bobby Wobbin.
We had, I can't remember, obviously, like, we just, some of them you named just now probably we had on there. I think we had a church pew pew pew.
Church pew 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 is so good. So
church
good. Pew pew pew.
But nobody else, like one other person out of the other four knew what that was. I was like, guys, it's the Impractical Jokers. How do you not know this? They
were the most played show on True TV. Have been for years. 1 year, this is what I meant to actually say. 1 year, they played them more often than they didn't. Per Sal himself. They were on True TV more than they weren't 1 year. Over half the year.
And now TBS took them, right, I think?
Is it permanent, though? Or is it just...
I don't know, dude.
I think new episodes are still on True.
One of them tweeted the other day and said that some episode that came out, they originally thought might be like the series finale. So I really don't know how much longer that show has. I honestly haven't watched a whole lot ever since Joe left. I have watched some.
Yes, it's not as good, dude. It's just not. The dynamic's different. Dude.
It is. It's different.
We'll talk more about that tonight. In case you missed it, this is going to be a little bit different of an episode. This is an episode we've talked about doing since our first episode. By the way, speaking of since the first episode, I don't think I've seen your forehead, sir.
I don't think anybody.
Whoa!
My big five head, buddy.
It's not, bro. Yeah, it's just an insecurity of yours. Your forehead is fine. You look fine. You look great, actually. You got killer hair. You're killing the look. You look like Bobrovsky. It's amazing.
I'm feeling my official jersey came in, got the patch. So I was like, you know what? I think Bobrovsky cut his hair after the finals.
Oh, did he? Yeah,
he did at one point. If you search Sergei Bobrovsky hair, he's got we got similar hair. I was like, I'll just be natural with it. So
OCD moment for me. Unless they wear that patch on opening night, it kills me that patch was never actually on the jersey. Because during the Stanley Cup final, they had Stanley Cup final patches. They didn't have one that said champions. Yeah. Kills my OCD, dude. I hate it. It looks great. It looks really cool. It kills my OCD. Kills it. Absolutely kills it. So,
understandable.
All of this to say, this is the Impractical Jokers episode we've been waiting for. We don't know. Excuse me. God.
You're excused. It's okay.
Hashtag not a sponsor. Hashtag definitely should be a sponsor today because we're leaning on it right now. Does that to me sometimes. So.
Okay.
We don't know if you're going to like this episode or not. If you like Impractical Jokers, this episode is for you. If you've never watched them and have thought, maybe I've given them a chance, this is the episode for you. If you hate them, this is also the episode for you because you need to learn why you're wrong.
Yep.
So,
very wrong.
Maybe this is just the episode for everyone, actually. I don't know if it's for everyone. No, this is the episode for everyone. Yeah. What do you have to say, sir?
Like you just said, if you like the show, I hope you enjoy some of our thoughts and opinions on it, and maybe share your own with us. That'd be great. Mm-hmm. If you don't like it, if you never watched it, give it a rewatch. It's fantastic. It's sincerely probably my favorite show of all time. No, not at all. Or if you have Max, I think it's on Max.
It is, yeah, and I hate that because, first of all, I don't have Max, and I'm not going to get Max. Second of all, if it's like it used to be, it was only season 1.
No, it's everything now.
Is it finally everything? Dude, I tried in 2021 was the last time I tried, so it's been years at this point, I guess. Yeah. But it was like, why is only season 1 available for streaming? What is going on? Right? It's good. Season 1 is good. That's why you see a lot of their roots. A lot of ongoing bits start then, and the White Castle thing and all that jazz. But
Yeah.
oh, I need to go to White Castle after this. That sounds great, actually. By the way,
It is funny to watch, like, especially if you go back season 1 and watch how the Jokers themselves like change and grow
they
throughout
look
the
so
show.
different.
Because they do like throughout the show they all get more confident in what they're doing. So it only gets better as it goes.
100%. They all look massively different too. Was what I thought you were getting at there, dude. None of them look even a little bit the same, man.
Sal looks vastly different. I would say Q overall
Mostly the same.
Yeah,
His hair's a
if
little
I had to pick one
longer.
that stays the
He's got the
same.
beard.
Yeah. But it's great.
Yeah, it is
You
great.
gotta watch. You gotta watch.
But before we get further into that, first of all, if you're listening and have not yet done so, if you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. That'll help us a lot. And you'll get notified anytime we have an episode. It'll be in your sub feed. If you're on Spotify, leave us a 5-star review if you enjoyed the episode, and leave a comment as to what you did or maybe didn't like. But I wanted to hear what you had to say, sir. You said you had something to get off your chest.
I wanted to rant a bit this week, but I at this point I have said this. I've given this debate to like 3 other people, and everybody is vastly on my side as well.
Oh, good.
So I'm kind of like, but this whole thing started because there was another side. It was a big debate. We have a water park about 15 minutes away.
Schlitterbahn?
We have Schlitterbahn,
God,
New
that's
Braunfels.
crazy. Keep going.
It's so fun, dude. It's
Biggest
so fun.
in the country.
I joined a Facebook page that was like tips and tricks. It was like, and mostly the reason I joined it was people put on there like, "Hey, how busy is it today? Is it busy?" Whatever. Somebody the other day, they have a Fastpass like every amusement park ever does nowadays. For $60 per person, $60, you can ride each of the Fastpass eligible rides once a piece.
Yes.
You walk
Sounds
up
about
there.
right.
For $130, you get unlimited. Ride whatever you want. Yeah.
Cut the line all day.
Right. Cut the line all day. And some of these rides are at least 2 hour long.
Oh, for sure.
Lines. They're long. There's people on there were complaining the other day. These people bought the Fast Pass and I saw them go by 3 times before I got to ride once. And somebody said, "Yeah, I agree. They should be charged." I'm not exaggerating. He said they should be charged $800 for that. And he had people agreeing with him, saying that it was unfair and just downright wrong that people like me, who, if I go to an amusement park, I buy the Fast Pass. I'm not going to buy the $130 one. We bought the $60 one.
Okay.
No, we bought the $60 one. I paid for it. Sorry you didn't. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, and I hate that this kind of makes me sound like elitist. Like, ooh, I'm not meaning to sound like, oh, poor peasants can't afford this. That's not what I'm saying at all. But don't complain. Oh, I just watched them go by. We paid for it, bro. I paid for the right to skip the line. I would be mad too if as you walked into the park, it was like, you in the green hat. Yes, get to skip lines all day. You over there, you look like a nice guy. Get to skip lines all day. Yeah, no. I paid for it. I'm getting my money's worth. I'm going to skip the line as many times as I will. Especially
if you have the unlimited, I'm not going to wait.
No.
Yeah.
So, like, I was surprised to see.
By the way. Be mad at
I was surprised to see how many people were on the side of like, yes, this is ridiculous. It's like, I paid for it. What?
Yeah.
What?
That's dumb.
The dude saying $800, dude. $800?
$800. Give it to me. Come on. $800 right now.
If you have 2 people, they should charge you a full month's mortgage to skip lines at a water park for one day. Like, no. What are we doing? So stupid, dude.
Oh, God.
And I looked it up earlier, and I couldn't get an exact answer, obviously, because the amusement parks are kind of shady like that. But apparently that's like the average cost of the standard Fast Pass is around $50 to $70. I was like, do I like that it costs $130 to get the limited pass? No. Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely. And I would very much recommend it to anybody. Like, hey, you're coming here for 3 days. We're going to the water park for about 5 hours. Yes, spend the extra $100 and ride whatever you want. It's 100% worth it.
I'm such a cheapskate, though, that I'm like, I don't want to pay for that. But I also am pretty dead set. By the way, what's the debate? By the way?
I guess the debate was like, is it fair?
I don't think it's the most fair. But I think the issue is on the part of the parks further capitalizing on, a lot of people can barely afford to go in the first place. Like, that would have been me for most of my life growing up. It was like, we're barely going. And fast passes were not a thing at Busch Gardens and Water Country when we were growing up. That was not a thing.
Right.
And so that would have really sucked. It would have been like, we can't afford that. So to a degree, I'm like, I don't like that they exist. But upon the fact that they exist, why are you mad at the people doing it? I don't know. Be mad at Schlitterbahn, if anything. Be mad at the water park.
You could have. You could have paid the $60.
At least the $60.
And done it. Yeah, you could have done it. Like, I'm sorry. There was one ride we rode. It was the last ride we rode. We were there.
We rode this
wide. We rode this wide last Sunday. And as we got on the line, it is the, like, biggest ride in the park as far as, like, a lot of people go to that ride specifically, long line. The people right in front of us, we overheard them talking. They said they stood in line for 2.5 hours. That sucks. I agree that sucks.
You're going for 5 hours? It's half your time, bro.
Right.
You're wasting your money.
That does suck. I'm not saying it doesn't suck. But that's what I'm saying.
How much is a day pass to Schlitterbahn anyways? $30? $40?
I think it's around 50. I think it's about 50.
It's a luxury water park, I would say. It's pretty premier, so that makes sense.
If you get the season pass, which we have every year we've been here, I think once you visited twice, it pays for itself. So I'm like, we live 15 minutes away. We went last week on Wednesday. We just randomly went and took our daughter there because she gets in for free. And we're just like she walks around the splash pad. They got like little kids slides and stuff. She loves it. Yeah. It's great. So I don't know. I don't know. It just, don't be mad at me for spending money to not wait.
That's what the man wants.
I think it's kind of stupid.
That's what the man wants, right?
The man. Yeah.
The man.
Yeah.
But
there you go. Every person I've talked to is like, yeah, that's fine. I would too. You know, I would skip line.
Yeah, I probably would, especially like Schlitterbahn or Disney, which I went when Disney was at 40. I went to Disney at 40% capacity, okay, and still had multiple hour-long waits. Avatar, at one point, was a 200-minute wait. The Avatar, Blue People Avatar. 200-minute wait still. I didn't even go to the Pandora section of the park. I was like, I'm good. Because they have the one, like, really, like, big ticket ride. It was a 200-minute wait at one point. It got as low as, like, 120.
I'm glad you know what that is. Which I know you would. You're not stupid. I know you would. Have you seen those memes? It's like, doctor, you have an hour and 49 minutes to live.
God.
And it's like, okay, and they post a movie that's like
149
minutes long. Yeah,
God, I hate that crap. God, I hate that crap. That's not how that works. God, I hate that crap, sir.
And some of them might be bait. Some of them might be on purpose. Like, I'm going to out myself. Of course, this is obvious. I'm not saying this isn't obvious. Dude, yeah. I love, it's so funny to me, any video I see of college football 25 sucking, I say hashtag Madden sucks. Because it's not Madden, but it is. So I love saying Madden sucks. I'm waiting on somebody to be like, it's not Madden. Like,
same engine. So,
right.
Have you seen that bug where you can like juke and spin in one move and it's like impossible to tackle? Have you seen that?
It's
not a bug. It's intended.
He loses like no speed as he's like spinning all the way down the field.
No, he goes. It's juke spin. It's like juke spin, juke spin, juke spin, all in one motion. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. Very off topic. All of this to say, if you're poor, stop being poor. Paris Hilton.
Not at all what I meant,
shirt,
but
stop being poor.
Surely I have not seen that.
I don't think it actually says that, but it got memed up with her saying that. I'll find it in the Discord. I know that's not what you're saying. It's just yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why I brought up Disney. I brought it up to say that it doesn't even have. They didn't have fast passes when I went, but I would have done them if I could have. But I think they're like cheap. You only get a couple rides of them. They're pretty fair. That's an oil painting of it. The actual shirt says "Stop being desperate," but I'm pretty sure that was a hoax. Yeah, it was. Somebody photoshopped it to say "poor." It didn't say "poor."
That is funny. It looks really good. That's a good Photoshop.
I mean, that's just an oil painting, so
it looks really good. That's good. That's good oil painting.
Paris Hilton, you look really good in that oil painting.
Oh God, I didn't say that.
Okay. I deleted it by the way because it was messing up my screen. I needed to see the message above it, so it's gone. Goodbye. Why don't we talk about what we're here to talk about, sir?
The Impractical Jokers,
I think they knew that.
displayed behind me.
You don't even have the best Sal photo in there, which is the one where he's smiling, which is your Discord photo and has been since I've known you.
I do like that one. Yeah, I my favorite bit is the Murr. Murr's like
yeah,
Murr,
he looks
Murr
crazy.
gives no craps about killing you. He's like,
He looks crazy. That Sal photo, the source material for that Sal photo, is phenomenal.
He's got some of the best photos of the Jokers. I think.
Yes, he does.
His photos are...
Especially that big oil grease ball one. God, what a terrible photo. Dude. He says he goes to college towns, and people have it in like their dorm room windows blown up.
Yeah.
And he's like, do you know how much money I've not made off of this photo? Because it's all just like knockoff stuff.
Right. Here we go. Do you want to go in order, I guess?
Let's do it. Let's
First
go in
thing
order.
we're going to talk about was some of our, in our opinion, the worst punishments / challenges that they do. And I don't mean worse as in like, I don't like it. I mean worse as in like, dude, I could not do that. I
basically agreed,
I just
yeah.
straight up could not do
no, they're great entertainment almost always.
Right.
I did ones, I gave you ones, I did punishments. I think you said you did challenges. It works out really well. I have one that I said, I think this one's the worst. I have two that were honorable mentions because they needed mentioned still.
Okay.
So
I listed out like 5 just because I figured you're going to
sure.
list some of the ones that I have, and then I'll knock it up from there.
We
so,
might.
So you go ahead.
I think the worst punishment they ever did. If you don't know the show, you do challenges. If you lose the challenges, you have to do a punishment. You cannot refuse the punishment. Otherwise, you are off the show. Like, they're dead serious, they said. I don't care.
One.
You're off
they
the
have
show.
never refused a punishment. They
No.
do.
Yeah, you cannot refuse a punishment. You can refuse a challenge, but then you have to do the punishment if you lose enough challenges. So,
Right.
so that's why the punishments are a big deal. They scheme. They think of terrible things to mess with you. They've done some really funny ones that are just inconveniences. This one is not one to me. And I'm like, I don't think I could deal with this. Although, well, I'll elaborate. The number one answer that I put for this is that one where they like strap Q down in a dark room in a giant warehouse, and he's blindfolded, and they're putting whatever they want on him. He is deathly afraid of cats, right? No, he's not the one that's afraid of cats. Who was this then?
Spiders.
Was it Sal?
It was
Sal.
Sal. Sal was the one
they
that
buttoned
put
down
cats on.
Sal. They buttoned down. They strapped down Sal. Q has Benjamin Cat. Yeah, Q's the one that loves cats.
48
like,
lives
wait,
alone,
this
has
isn't
3
yet.
cats.
What?
38 lives alone, has 3 cats.
Has 3 cats. Yes. It was Sal. Sorry, I was going from memory there. They strap Sal down. He's deathly afraid of cats. They put a bunch of cats all over him. They messed with him and did a fake arachnophobia trigger warning. Real quick. Skip forward about 30 seconds. They put like fake spiders on him. They didn't put real spiders on him, right? They did at the end put a tarantula, right? One tarantula.
I think they put... Was it just one tarantula? I can't remember
I'm
how many
not
real
Googling
spiders
it to
they
find
ended
out
up
because
putting
I
on.
don't like them. So, yeah. I couldn't have done that challenge, sir. There's no way. There's a couple times I've been watching, the punishment comes up, I'm like, I'm off the show. That's it. I'd have been off the show if it was me. I'm done. Because I'm not doing it. So, what about you, sir?
My probably... Oh, God. I've got 4 listed. Not one of them was what you just listed. I'm trying to think what the worst one of these 4 is.
Pick!
One of them, I don't like whenever, like that, I think I could deal with. I would hate spiders on me. I'm arachnophobic as well.
100%.
But it's just me. I am going through this. I'll eventually get over it. It's whenever the stuff involves other people being mad at you.
That's
or
hard,
whatever,
dude.
That's
We
what
don't
I can
know either.
One, dude, Q was riding the tram, the tour at a university.
God!
And he had to keep on pulling the e-stop cable.
Yes.
Dude, he stopped that thing like 4
Repeatedly.
times, 5 times.
More than that?
Dude, that was...
I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
was...
wonder how much got cut. Because it's probably a lot.
Exactly. They said it was like an hour-long tour.
Yeah.
He was stopping it
and
constantly.
And he has to reach up and pull it. And then whenever they ask, like, okay, like, we got an emergency, like, what's going on? He has to just, like, oh, I missed what he said back there. Like, can he repeat that? You had to try to make up some excuse for stopping literally 200 people's day.
They told him what to say, too, which obviously they weren't doing him any favors. They were telling him to say stupid stuff.
No.
Yeah.
Like, oh, my God, dude. And then you have to sit back down, and you're just surrounded by people who hate your guts. And you got to do it again and again and again.
Yeah, dude. God, what a hard one. Ugh, it makes me
Stuff like that,
feel
too.
odd.
This is me like reading into the show a little bit too much, but I'm like, if I were in that position and I've got my daughter with me, like we've got one day at Universal, and you have essentially ruined like my time. I know they do compensate people. Like, maybe they give them an extra
for
day.
inconveniences
But I'm like,
that were because of the show. Yeah.
What if this was the last day of my vacation? I appreciate you saying, here's a free day at Universal. Cool. I can't use it for the next year at least because I've used up all my vacation. This is the last day of my vacation, and I'm here. So sometimes I'm like, man, that could really impact other people, and that's one of them, dude. That would suck.
And I think it was the, what do they call it when they put their notes on the screen? The inside jokes.
Inside jokes, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when I saw they're like, this was a 45-minute tour. I was like, oh my god, it's not a 10-minute like drive through the back lots. No, it's 45 minutes, and he's stopping.
And I think it says it ended up taking like 2 hours or something because of all the stops and stuff.
That's so bad. Another honorable mention one for me that I put, again, a punishment, not a challenge. Oh, that one was a punishment, right? That was a punishment.
Yeah. Yes. So these I only did punishments as well.
Oh, my fault. Okay, good. That's cool. So these are the worst punishments then.
Yes.
The tattoos, bro. I'm not getting a tattoo. You're out of your mind.
I'm
not getting Jaden Smith tattooed on me twice. I'm not doing it. Twice, bro. Because it became such a meme the first time. He ended up having to meet him and show him the tattoo, right? And then he did a second one. I'm not, bro. You're done. I'm out of here. And like in the same line, Murr got a nipple piercing, right? I think multiple people had to spin the wheel to get a piercing, didn't they? Or was that just Murr in that one?
I can't remember because I don't remember Q getting a piercing for sure.
Everyone except Joe got tattoos, right?
Yeah, Joe picked the tattoos for everyone. Sal got earrings for like a whole season. He had to wear those big earrings.
And go by Prince Herb even in his regular life, which is
Prince Herb.
Stupid. I was so confused.
Punishment.
I was like, in all seriousness, I was like, I was watching an episode of the show after the Prince Herb punishment. I hadn't seen or heard anything about it. The credits are rolling. Joe's gone. Joe's not on the show. No, Joe was on the show.
He was on
the show still.
He was there. Yeah.
It's Joe, Murr, Prince Herb, Q. I'm like, did they just call him Prince Herb? What is going on? I'm like, is Sal transitioning? What is going on? Like, what? Did I miss something? Right? Because he has the big giant thing. His hair was so slicked back and long, like longer than normal. I'm like, is Sal transitioning and I didn't hear about it or anything? What's going on? He's going by Prince Herb. They're just calling him Prince Herb. Cat, why are they just calling him Prince Herb? We're on the third challenge. They've called him nothing but Prince Herb. What are they doing here? I obviously had to look into it. And he went by that on like night shows. All sorts of stuff. All of his social media.
Murr wearing the wig. Murr wore the wig for the whole season.
God. And then the shaved eyebrows, too.
Shaved eyebrows.
God. And I don't know if you remember, they actually aired some bits out of order. They definitely screw with the filming order of it to be like,
for sure.
You're getting punished at least 3 times this season, so we're just going to mess with the airing of the challenges to be like, to work out to like, oh, you lost. I don't buy that for a second.
Right.
They aired a bit of Murr minus his eyebrows before he had that punishment. And I was watching this. I don't think I was with Kat at that point. I think I was just watching it. And I was like, what happened to his eyebrows? And like the next episode he has to shave his eyebrows. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah.
One of my favorite lines from that punishment, it's just Joe being Joe. It's the moment they shave his eyebrows and he's just sitting there like this. He's just like covering up his mouth, and Joe goes, Murr, are you angry? You don't have eyebrows. I can't tell. Are you angry? You don't have eyebrows.
Are you angry? You don't have eyebrows. Yeah, don't mess with my body, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good.
I think the tattoos I wouldn't have a problem with because I think they did do at least a decent job of like all of them are in places you could easily cover. They're
one got one on the
knee.
Jane Smith is on his thighs, right?
The ferret's on the thigh as well.
Okay,
Joe's is on his arm.
Joe didn't
on
get
like
one,
his bicep, I think. I'm sorry, Q's
is on his arm,
bicep,
and
or maybe it's tricep.
Wasn't it a cat of sorts?
That was the thing I said earlier. 38 lives alone, has 3 cats.
That's what it was. Yes. Okay.
Because he was like, I'm only gonna be 38 for like 2 more months.
He does. He says that. He does say that. He's like, I'm not gonna be.
It's great.
Oh my god, that's so good. Yeah. What about another one from you?
Another one that I did, it involves people. When Murr was the concession guy at that horse race.
Yes! Thank you! This is one for me.
He's selling concessions and he cannot give change.
At a baseball field, right?
Because no, that was at a horse race.
Horse race, okay.
So like of all places where people are probably going to be pretty stingy with their money, a horse race, and you're selling popcorn and peanuts or whatever with no
for like
change,
$1 or $1.50, bro.
Yeah. They gave him like terrible prices that would like almost demand change.
Yeah,
like
everything
was, like,
had change involved.
or whatever.
Yeah,
right. Dude, he eventually had like a train of like 10 people following him around, like
to be like, give me my money back, bro. What are we doing here?
Yeah, and he's like, you tipped me. He's like, tip for what? like what I tip you for?
He was like,
oh, God.
Just gave me water. One of the guys said, just gave me water.
Tip you $2 for a water?
But he did have a sign. Legally speaking, if this was real and this was a real thing, he has a leg to stand on. He has a leg to stand on. He has a sign that says any change is considered a tip. Yeah. I'm like, that's crazy, bro. One guy paid like $20 for like $1.50 thing.
He's like, cool, thanks.
Over my dead body. Gee, thanks.
Gee, thanks. Another one, I'll just ping pong 2 back to back. I think this might be the one that I definitely could not do the most.
Okay.
Is when Q had to paint a giant red X.
That's another one. That's another one I was going to mention. I've only got one more to mention now.
That's fine.
Dude.
That's fine.
Oh, of course.
I think was it specifically like mommy, daughter,
mom and daughter painting classes,
like mommy and me painting. Yeah,
and they all had challenges.
It was in the middle of a challenge, but he said no to. He had to paint a red X over one canvas. He said no, but that made him lose the whole episode.
I'll take the L. We just checked. We lost the episode. Go paint a red X on all of them.
Dude, you walk up to like this little kid's canvas would be a lifelong memory for the parents, and you just
giant red X right in the middle of it.
Dude, I couldn't do it.
Terrible.
That would be so. Oh God,
that's rough.
That's bad. That was one of yours as well.
Yes, I've only got one more to mention, and that is these are all honorable mentions. The one I said was the worst is when they make Q sit still and put whatever they want on him. Sal. Poetry.
Big fan.
The poetry reading where Sal had to be like, I didn't think it was very good. Dude, it's open poetry, open mic night, and it's like a college age. He's on like a college campus of sorts. They're all really young poets, English people, right? And you know how taboo it would be to be like, terrible poem, bro. You did so bad. They made him do that after every single poem. They were like, he was like, I didn't think it was very good. I didn't think it made sense.
That one, my favorite one is they made him be an idiot. It was like a haiku, which has like 7 words or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And they said, tell me these more words. He was like, the only thing I think, just like some more words.
And someone said it's a haiku. And then I need to find this now. Actually, now that we mentioned it, Sal poetry reading. What did they make him read? Because they made him go last.
It was terrible. Yeah.
I got it. I found it.
He did good though. He did a good job of like flee, like he like acted it out. Yeah.
If this is the full thing, I think it was longer than this. Maybe I'm wrong. I am the road not taken. Bam! The truck hit me. Wah, wah, wah. The ambulance get me. Hot, sticky, sweaty birth. Hot, cold, stag death. The brain bone is connected to the heart bone. My bone is connected to your bone. We bone. Knick-knack, paddywhack, give this pup a bone. I'm the party pup. A woo, woof woof, do you need a hug? A woo, woof woof, I crap the rug. Never pay retail. That's
Never pay retail.
This is after he critiqued everyone else's poems. It was like terrible poem, bro.
Honestly, pretty on par for me for what what I would expect to hear on most of those poetry nights. Dude, the reason, and correct me if I'm wrong. Do you ever watch America's Got Talent? Is that ever in your watch pool at all?
Not these days, but I mean, I see the TikToks of like really crazy stuff, right?
I think the COVID season of America's Got Talent, where people had to basically like perform from home, like record it. It was crazy. I'm pretty sure a dude who like read slam poetry won, and I was like, I'm done with
the whole show.
I think he won the whole show, dude.
Huh?
I know he at least got a golden buzzer, and then I think he went on to like win the whole show. And I was like, I'm done. I'm done with this show.
There's
that a guy who read slam poetry won. It's just so moving. Sure, it's not.
That's ridiculous. By the way, apparently poetry slammed The brain bone is connected to the heart bone. My bone is
What?
connected to your bone. We
Yes.
bone.
We It's like he did a good job, like bang, like he like acted it out, like as he was. He did a good job.
He did. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was definitely, you could tell it was late into the show because he had his wits about him. That's the same episode as he's on the phone. And this is just a challenge, and he's had to be like, "Why would you tell this to me? Why would you tell this to me right now?" Right? And there's someone freaking out, and he's like, "I'm going to flip out on you." He says,
I'm going to freak out on you. I'm going to freak out on you.
He's in the middle of a coffee shop. He hangs up. Someone's looking at him. And he just goes, "Stamps went up."
Stamps went up. That's the same one. You might
And
have
then the other one was, he starts crying. He's like, "I just give you tell me this right now, of all times, whatever," right? And someone's looking at him. It's a girl, like a younger one, looking at him, right? And he's crying. He goes, he hangs up, obviously. He goes, "Might rain tomorrow."
As it was raining apparently as he said that.
Yeah, she said, "It's raining now," or something like that, right? He's like, "I didn't bring an umbrella." She's like, "I can get
Where am I
you
going to get an umbrella at this hour?
That's what he says. "Where am I going to get an umbrella at this hour?" That's exactly what he said.
God,
what
like,
a
you can
quote.
have mine.
All these quotes. You can have mine. Yeah.
You give
He
me
said,
your
"Would you do that
umbrella?"
for me?" Yeah. Don't you
Yeah,
love
that's
that?
one of my a smooth transition into some of our favorite things. That is one of my favorite challenges. The like, am I overreacting? Where they act like they're on the phone.
So good.
And
So
they
good.
gotta ask that person like, hey, was I overreacting? That Sal's two right there are fantastic. Joe does a good one too. They're acting, dude. Whenever they act,
Joe's
I love
especially, bro. Joe's
When
is
Joe-
so
he-
good.
he's like, hey, how are you? And then he gets like real serious out of nowhere.
He always is so good at finding the cameras and looking at you with the deadest eyes ever.
He does, yes. Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do his face. He's got kind of a pointed face in general.
Dude, his face. Joe has the
perfect.
capability of he can make a face and make me laugh. He's
Any
just making a
face,
face.
yes.
And it could be his normal face. Just the way he's looking at you. Yeah, he
100%.
Oh God. He's great at that. Now, that being said, dude, I for these I think I only have challenges, not punishments, because a favorite punishment.
Yeah. Now, are these ones
these
you'd
are
want to
some-
do or ones you enjoyed watching?
These are ones that I enjoy watching. I have a separate category
Yes.
for ones that I personally would like to do the most in real life. One of my favorites, dude, absolute favorites, and this is one spoiler that I would love to do in real life. Whenever they make the PowerPoints for each other,
Sorry,
I love that so much.
I'm thinking about my challenge that I put.
What?
I'm thinking about the challenge. That's my favorite challenge ever. It's making me
Okay.
laugh just thinking about it.
Okay.
Sorry. I haven't thought about it in like 6 months at least. And every time I think about it, I start losing it. It's so good.
I see.
I'm sorry.
That. I'm excited.
The PowerPoint ones are so good. We will now
Dude.
enact an alien abduction.
The way they have to try to act like it's serious.
So
There's that one. It's like
So good.
that's on like identity theft, and there's that picture of like the kid standing with like balloons all around him. He's just standing there like smiling, and you hear Joe like in the background like he's peeking at you through those balloons. That's what would get me. The PowerPoints themselves, I think I could get through. It's whenever I'm doing a stupid PowerPoint and you're in my ear like, look at how stupid, like that would make me break. Hearing
Oh my
you
God.
freak out over it, like oh
Yeah.
God.
I don't know what you do in that case because you have to hear the earpieces. They're telling you stuff, and it's like, how do you not just lose it, bro? These are your friends. You know that they are. I don't know. You know they know your buttons. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? They
Right.
know what to say to get you to like mess up or
Exactly.
slip up. And so, how do you keep? I don't know. It's phenomenal. That is one of the best ones. There's like, and they're doing the dumbest stuff. These are the biggest waste of time focus groups ever. I'd be sitting there losing my mind. My favorite ones are when they have to be like, typically in the PowerPoint ones, a lot of the times at the end, they will say, raise your hand if you found any of this information today useful. And sometimes no one raises their hand in the whole room.
This is stupid.
Because you can point out to people just being nice. There's never anything useful in any of this, right? So sometimes they're like, yeah,
No.
whatever. I'll raise my hand. I love it when they're like, no. No.
I learned nothing today. Yeah.
Along those lines, a really good one is, this is not one I plan on mentioning, but it's another good one like that, is the who would you bring to your city challenge.
Yes.
Those are so good. I can't think of any specific examples because I wasn't planning on this one, so I didn't think it through it anyways. But the things they make you say you would do if you were in charge of a city is so good. I could probably find some good examples, but do you have any off the top of your head or no?
I do not. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like if you listen to my multiple choice, oh yeah, that was one, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Those are good because you have to answer as the other guy wrote.
Yes, that's the whole challenge.
Fun.
The other person wrote things that you have to read and say that you would do if you were starting a city from scratch. And they are the worst things ever. So, I can't find any specific examples, which is like crazy to me. I guess maybe I didn't do a good enough job typing it in. So allow me.
What was the one that made you lose your mind just now?
That's my favorite one that I'm going to mention.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
I remember bits and pieces of it. There's a line in it somewhere that if I remember it, I'm probably done for the episode, bro. Because I'm just going to cackle for the next half hour. It's from the Impractical Jokers movie, dude.
Okay.
My favorite challenge they've ever done is, probably anyways, when they had to interview for an executive position with the Atlanta Hawks, bro. It is a phenomenal challenge. First of all, how did they set that up? They talked to a whole NBA team and set up interviews with like for real positions that they really, I guess, had open to do this. They were definitely different positions too, because I remember Joe spoke to head of security for a security position. Q was interviewing for like a huge position, right? He's like 2 words. 2 words. Underqualified but ready to learn. He says. And she goes, ready to learn. That's great. Or willing to learn. Willing to learn. Willing to learn. That's great.
But willing to
She was so nice. And at one point, at one point during this, they're in the Atlanta Hawks like training facility, presumably in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Joe is interviewing with the head of security for, I guess, the facility, right? Something like that. He is like, I'm so sorry. Can I go to the restroom? She's like, yeah, of course, no problem, whatever, right? He goes down and starts playing basketball.
You hear that?
And checking half-court shots. He's dribbling with one hand like someone who doesn't know how to dribble a basketball. He's acting like, I don't know how to dribble a basketball. Chucking half-court shots and breaking them. She comes out and just stares at him, right?
And then he uses that. He used that against her. He's like, "Hey, nobody stopped me." He's like,
he comes back. He comes back and sits down, and he goes, "Security around here is terrible." It's the head of security that he's interviewing with, dude. At one point, Sal, I think maybe Sal was first to go. I don't really remember Mers at all. These are all available online, by the way, and they're all worth the watch. If you type in Practical Jokers Atlanta Hawks, watch all 4 of them do this bit. It's so worth it. But Sal is going, and Sal is saying the dumbest crap ever, of course, right? And she starts writing stuff down about him, right? Mm-hmm. And they make him say, "Go, what are you writing there?" And he does perfectly. He goes, "What are you writing there?" She goes, "My notes." And they go, "Sal, take notes on her." Yeah. It's a job interview. And he's like, huh? He starts writing notes on her.
Sal Sass is
so
unmatched.
good, dude. God, it's so good. And then Q, this is the first time I've ever seen anyone do this unless they felt like they were being threatened or something, right? Again, this is the same one where he goes, "What are 2 words to describe yourself?" He goes, "Underqualified and willing to learn."
It's fantastic. That's so good.
At the end of it, he starts losing it. They ask him to say something, and he just can't say it or even attempt to say it. He writes, "This is all bull," He goes, "This is all BS. This whole interview, everything, this is all BS." He's like, "We're filming a movie," or like, "We're filming something right now." He's losing his mind saying it. She just gets up and like straight face leaves. And he sits there still just laughing, right? He's sitting there laughing in the interview room. She just gets up and packs herself and leaves. She's like the nicest lady ever, by the way. She seems so nice.
Yeah.
That's my favorite bit they've ever done. It is top to bottom perfect. Not a one of the 4 Jokers have like the same stuff happening, despite the same general concept. Oh, so good. And to infiltrate the Atlanta Hawks to make this happen. God, that's crazy.
It's great.
It's so good.
It's great. That is fantastic. A couple more I have for some of my favorite ones, dude. Specifically, the one specific one, it was Impractical Jokers Miami. Not because I like the Dolphins and I like Miami. It was just that's the episode.
I didn't think that even a little bit, sir.
They did. Where they're on the Rascals, but the other guys are controlling them. Dude,
Electric scooter challenge.
That whole bit, you just have to act like whatever they tell you.
like an idiot.
They told Q to act drunk. So he's sitting there like, as they're like steering him around. I quote this so often. They gave him that sign, like a beggar's sign.
Yeah.
And it said, only have half a ball, like anything helps, whatever. And he's like, sir, I've lost 1.5 balls.
I've lost 1.5 balls. He does a great job delivering that line too. Sir, I've lost 1.5 balls.
So good. That's the best thing about these guys. It's like the challenges themselves are funny. Acting that way is funny, but they act the effort they put into it, dude. It's fantastic.
They're trying to be entertaining on top of it. Besides the concept,
right? Joe's was voice activated. I don't know if you remember that or not.
Oh,
chair forward,
so forward.
It's so stupid.
And it doesn't ever go forward, right?
No, he goes anywhere but forward the whole time.
At one point, he's literally just going like, trying to go back. Chair reverse.
But that whole challenge period, because there's another time they do it like in the mall, and that's where Sal's like, "Come with me if you want to live. There's not a lot of time." And
there's not a lot of time.
3 guys. He has like 3 other guys like on his lap on this chair. It's like because he can't hold the weight.
Drive him. And then he's like taking a chair into like an Old Navy at one point too. I think that's also Sal. Sal is driving the electric scooter. He's like, it's best to have whatever. It's going into an Old Navy with a chair in front of it. It's just pushing. Imagine being at that mall. How good that would be.
That's what I would be doing. I would be like controlling you, making you like, you're going to move this vending machine, bro. You're going to be sitting there just like running into it.
Whatever mall that is, it's the same one where Sal dances like an idiot with his headphones unplugged, by the way. Is the best detail of that whole thing. Yeah. Right, and he's like twerking on the chair like that. He's like really getting into it too, dude. He's like wiggling like a worm. He does like the stand up and knock the chair over thing and like surfing on it. Hilarious, dude. So the mall challenges in general are always good.
They are good. Do you have any more favorites? Because I got like 2 more.
I think I mentioned a punishment as this on accident. It's supposed to be challenges, so I failed the objective. But
it wasn't supposed to be anything.
Bingo. Dude, they were ready to kill him. They were ready.
Bingo!
Those old ladies were ready to kill him. He had to yell bingo after every single ball or whatever they did. Every single one for a whole game. In a bingo hall full of old people. There's at least 60 ladies playing bingo.
The average age was 70.
At least. Right? Yeah. Ain't a soul in there not on Social Security. And he has to yell bingo after every one, bro. Every single one. Yeah. I'm trying. Oh, this had to have also been a punishment. We had to mention it because how did we not mention this one? Whose phone is ringing? Mine.
Mine.
Whose phone is ringing? Mine. Someone looks at him and says, "Why don't you just leave?" He's like, "I don't know. Someone walks up to him. Takes the battery out of his phone. And Joe is like, you get that phone back on, buddy.
Yeah, you turn it back on. Yeah.
Imagine being the person who did it. You're like, I solved the problem. I thought he just put the battery back in and turned it right back on.
Whose phone is ringing? Mine.
In the middle of a poetry reading. Poetry readings and Impractical Jokers just
they go hand to hand. Yeah.
But that's all I had on that front. What else do you have, sir?
2 more. Just like first off, the general, like anytime it's like the 2v2, do as you're told. They're at an omelet shop and here they go. You gotta do as you're told.
Yeah, refuse and lose.
Like those are great. Like so many good quotes come from there because one of them has to act like an idiot and the other one's got to like go along with it. Dude, I found a 20 in the turlet. Loves saying turlet.
He's at a barbecue joint.
Yeah. You're just lying there in the turlet with a $20 wet $20 bill.
Over and over. It is wet too. It is literally wet. That reminds me of James didn't know how to stock the cola.
Oh my god! Dude, South Sass, dude.
His aide didn't know how to stock the cola, so I fired him.
Fire James.
I'm the manager.
I'm the manager. Who's Dr. Is it stocked now? Yeah.
This Blimpy?
James.
You know the exact quote. You say it. You say it. you say the quote. I know you know it word for word.
I'm trying to think of how
You
it
say
starts. I'm trying to think of how it starts.
As far as Blimpy is concerned, I am God.
I'm the only one trying to steer this Blimpy ship in the right direction. If it weren't for me, this Blimpy ship would be going down. As far as Blimpy is concerned, I am God.
The delivery is so good. And where is he coming up with this crap? Where is he coming up with this bull? Dude, as far as Blimpy is concerned, I am God.
He's screaming this in the middle of the lobby.
The guy's like, can I get a sandwich? Or can I get a cola or whatever? Yeah, no thanks to James. James didn't know how to stock
James
the
just
cola.
had a cola.
I'm the manager.
I'm the manager.
Q goes, I think James stocked the cola just fine. Right in the casually in the middle. I think James stocked the cola just fine.
When they start like kind of beefing with each other, because
So
like
good.
I said, one of them has to more or less be an idiot, and the other one's got like, I think it's that one like they're on Subway, and one of them just like drops an elbow on like the sandwich as he's making it. To stay like, if me and you were on that challenge, and I hear that, because I hear what you have to do, and I just watch you drop an elbow on the sandwich, I'm losing it.
I'm done. I'm done
Like,
for. I'm cooked. I'm gonna
They're
watch
so
you
good. Like-
freaking people's elbow, a chicken bacon ranch, and not lose my mind. Yeah, right.
It's impossible, dude. So that's what those are some of my. Anytime there's a 2v2, like do what you're told, I'm like, this is gonna be good. I will enjoy this. One of the last ones, which is it's newer overall, is when they're all four in the room and they have to try to make each other laugh.
Oh,
like a last
so
reviews thing.
good, dude.
Like,
Great
I
challenges,
love that because
dude.
like you got to know each other. You got to know like, okay, this will make this person laugh. This will get
He's
this
gonna
person
lose
whatever.
it. Yeah.
Dude, those are so great. Just to watch them try their hardest not to laugh. There's that one where Q like walks out of the room, and then a guy dressed identical as him comes in the room like doing like 8 backflips in a row. Yeah. And it's not Q at all, but it's supposed to look like it is. It's so stupid, dude. Oh my god.
I like the ones where they purposefully insult or attempt to insult the people around them's intelligence like that. That doesn't happen a lot.
Yes.
It's like obviously not him, right? And they
Right.
know it's not him. They're not even trying to act like it's him. So good. Joe at one point pulls out a bar of soap and starts eating it. The lobby, dude.
Sal eating the deodorant.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Sal eating the deodorant. I keep screwing them all up tonight. Sorry, pal.
Sal eating the deodorant.
Sal pulls out a stick of deodorant and it's going... Right, dude. It's so bad. It's definitely just like cheese or something. But
I hope so.
the one where's someone's like, where's the restroom? And they're like, it's over there. Okay, thanks. Sits on the briefcase and rolls off.
He's
Who
zooming
thinks
on
of
that
this?
thing, dude.
He's flying, dude.
And then Q, what's that called? Oh, it's a moto bag. And he pulls up his phone like Siri, like bing bing. He's like, moto bag? And they keep saying, loading Batman pornography.
Yes.
No, moto bag, loading Batman pornography.
This is so good. I think Joe is wearing a shirt with the nipples cut out that says, I'm the beef, right? Are
I'm the
nipples
beef.
cut out?
On the beef. I don't think the nipples are cut out on that shirt. He does have another shirt where his nipples are cut out. Yeah.
Mixing these together on accident. I'm Mandela affecting myself really hard. What does Sal do in that one?
Oh, God. I don't know if I can remember the exact challenges.
Yeah.
Sal almost always loses first in those.
He's
obviously.
so bad at them. Because he
Yeah,
can't help himself but laugh. Yeah, he's
Right.
the weakest at those. So
That one, like in the middle of talking, Joe picks up like the dog and the cat and just like makes them like
starts making a hump, and that's
yeah,
that's what gets him.
Yeah, and then
That's
he
what
goes
gets
like,
him.
he goes like one big thrust at the end.
It's really hard. Oh god! And I think that is what gets Sal. And Sal goes to the back. He's like, "Dang it!" He started humping the animals.
Is it 2 dogs humping? Right,
Like,
that's so stupid.
Q's wearing the Superman, terrible looking Superman tank top during that one. God, it's so.
He's like showing off his.
He has the
Kingdom Come
terrible Superman tattoo.
He's
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's
so
stupid.
bad, dude. That is a good one.
Those are great.
That reminded me of another punishment that I did really enjoy. And there are some that I think I could have done. We've mentioned challenges throughout this, and I'm like, I could do it. Because I'm able to put myself in a mindset of like, okay, this is a show. We have a whole guy to debrief them. They're going to sign the waivers, more than likely. And
I get through
they're
this
gonna
and it's
understand.
over. Yeah.
I get through this and they'll know. They'll be in on it.
Right.
Right? So it's just temporary. It's not, it would be way different if it's like, we're not telling anybody ever, by the way. Like they're going to go home thinking that this weird thing happened to them.
Right.
But I like when Joe is the manager and they're like, there are 10 breakaway tables in this restaurant that you have to jump through. The rest of them are normal tables. Find them. Good luck. Have fun. Challenge. Punishment's not over until you break all of them. Yep. Dude starts jumping through tables, right? And he gets like the first couple spot on. I think he was like 2 for 2. And I'm like, oh, wow. His first one, he's like, oh, come on, guys, really? Table doesn't budge it.
It looks like it hurts so bad.
Dude, it's stiff. So yeah, dude. Yeah. Table doesn't budge. Table doesn't budge an inch, bro. Not an inch. And he sets out like their salads or whatever in the process, too. Yeah. It's like, oh, come on.
It's okay. I'm the manager.
It's okay. I'm the manager. I like the one where Sal turns around at one point. He's like, quit that or whatever to no one.
To no one. Yeah. Enough.
Yeah. Enough. That's what it is. Enough.
And then he goes down and
he goes right back to talking.
And his hair is for some reason like extra like fluffy and like, movable that day. He's like, I told you to knock it off. And his like hair is moving everywhere.
Talking to nobody.
He's talking to no one.
You guys need anything? I'm the manager. Enough.
I'm the manager. Yeah.
So good, dude. That's all I had in that regard. I guess I didn't name challenges I'd like to do. Do you want to do that?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay.
That's next anyway.
One of the first ones that I think would be a lot of fun, I think I'd be really good at it, personally, is the Crangus Basketball Challenge, which they do call it themselves at this point. I could do that all day. I could do that all day. I know I'm not in front of a crowd right now. I could read those and not laugh. Easy peasy. Minty Hummer? Is there a Minty Hummer in the room?
I would laugh. Down. I would, because again, that's one of those, like, they know, okay, this is gonna make you
They do, they write them like that.
Yeah. So I would get nailed down as like, this is gonna make him break, and I would.
Is there a Secret Agent Randy Beans? I guess you wouldn't tell me if you were a secret agent, huh?
Secret Agent Randy Beans. Uncle Boobs.
Uncle Boobs is a good one. I don't know. I don't even laugh at Crangus Basketball. I don't know that I ever did. No. But it's a good joke, right? It's a funny joke.
Right.
Like, they're reading the info for the challenge, and Sal just always goes, Crangus? Like, throughout the reading of them.
Mr. or Mrs. McBasketball?
Yeah. Basketball.
Murr does that a lot. Murr will try to, like, split the name in half and be like, McBasketball? Crangus McBasketball? And I don't think it helps him most of the time. But
Murr,
he still ends up...
We're on season 11 of the show at this point. 12, maybe. And I still don't know that he's ever learned how to, like, not lose challenges. I'm like, my guy, you're not helping yourself at all.
Right.
But that being said, that is a challenge I would like to do. You said you would do
Fully agree.
The same?
That was on my list, yep. Another one that I would love to try, I think it'd be so fun, is when they put pocket at the supermarket.
Oh, it's...
And you try to, like, put things in people's pockets, or they try to, like, clip the balloons on
clipping the balloons is
and get away with it.
Good.
Dude, I think it'd be so much fun to do it and then just, like act like you're, like, looking at the shelf or whatever. I think it'd be hilarious. I would so enjoy doing that. I think it'd be so much fun.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. I like that one as well. That's one that I think would be tough, though, because you start touching people, or even coming close to touching them, right? Like, you're clipping the balloon, you're not really touching them, but, like, you touch the wrong person, bro, you might get shot.
Oh, yeah.
Like, let's keep it real.
For sure.
The other one that I mentioned that I think would be just hilarious to do, just to see if I could get through it, is from a very early season and features one of my favorite bits they've ever done. Is when they are pretending to give an instrument lesson for an instrument they don't know how to play.
Yes.
Someone did really sign up and show up for an instrument lesson and received an instrument lesson from an Impractical Joker who doesn't know how to play that instrument.
Yes.
I think that would be incredible. Right?
Death,
they make you
destruction, diarrhea, North and South Korea.
Poo poo. I have IBS. Poo poo. So bad, dude. I'm a sensitive guy with tears in his eyes, but that doesn't mean I don't like a good cry. I'm a sensitive guy who loves to cry. I cry at the zoo. I'll cry in front of you. I don't remember the rest after that, but that's
you know more than I do. That was great.
So yeah, they make you, in case we weren't clear, because I don't think we said, at the end of you lose the challenge if the person that you were giving the lesson to does not say, yes, I would come back for another lesson with you. Yes. The fact that anybody won is just a case of, like, I'm not going to tell you no to your face. I'm just not going to come back. Is one of those cases, right?
100%. You're right.
Good for you. At the end of the lesson, they make you play a demo, which, by the way, those are all recorded by Casey Jost. I can't remember how to say his last name. Is it Yost?
Jost.
It is Jost. Okay. Casey, right? Or is it Colin?
Colin Jost. Oh, God.
Is the SNL guy, right?
Yeah, they're brothers, I think.
So it's Casey Jost.
It's Casey Jost.
Yes. He recorded all of these songs. They're like, before you leave, by the way, I'm going to play you a demo that I made. I want to see what you think of it. Those were the demos. So
Yes.
yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
He did the
Destruction Diarrhea.
drive. It feels so good.
Was that him?
So good
He made that?
to be alive. He makes all the songs. He does like the
Are we
barnyard.
there yet?
He does all this stuff. He's pretty good.
He has to perform that Barnyard song how many times, bro?
Welcome to the barnyard. We all love the barnyard. As he's getting beat up, literally.
Drive. It feels so good. So good
So
to
good.
be alive. Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No. Then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that played for what? 16 hours?
Dude, that's what killed me.
Dude.
You watched that episode. You watched that punishment. He only drove like 170 miles total. It took him like 12 hours.
New York.
I was like, dude, that's like grade A of why I will never live like in a big city. No.
God.
There's
He
no
could have
way.
walked that probably. Which if he went 170 miles, there's no way he went that many miles. There's no way.
I think it was around that much because however much it
170?
was, I can't remember. I wish I could remember exactly, but like I thought I remembered thinking whatever it was close to however far Beckley was from Morgantown. And I
3
think
hours.
that was about a 2.5 hour drive. And I was like, I could have done that in 2.5 hours. And he took him 12.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap. So
least
therefore, I
12.
think it was around 170 miles.
Wow, they made him drive all over Jersey and New York City. I know.
It was like back, yeah. Like,
best
he
part-
was just here, but then he had to get back.
One of my favorite things is when what does he do? Joe is the first one. He shows up to Joe's house, right? Takes the car. He's like, go to Joe's house. And then Joe is like, I want food. No, he calls him, I guess. I guess he just calls him then. They FaceTimes him. Joe's going. I remember that to the song. He's like, I want food from my favorite vegan place. Vegan place is 45 minutes from Q. And then Joe's house is like another hour away.
Yep.
And then he gives him diarrhea stuff to give to Murr and Sal's food, right?
To put in his food, yeah.
Murr is second. He's like, I want White Castle. He's like, you live right near White Castle. He's like, I want this specific White
this
Castle.
Yeah.
What? Or that's Sal. That's Sal that does that. Murr just goes, I want White Castle. He brings him White Castle. I don't know if he put the diarrhea medicine in this stuff or not.
There's one of them that he says like, "Hey,
Sal does that.
Joe
What did
gave
Murr
me the
get?
thing. I will not put it in your food if you let me do this." And like,
That's what
yes,
happens.
and then he makes a deal. Yeah,
No, it is Murr. It is Murr. It is Murr.
I think it is.
But
Murr
I
who he
thought-
makes a deal with. Yeah,
I think, did Joe say only to do it to Murr?
I think so.
Because Sal wanted White Castle. He's like, I want this one, whatever. And then it's Murr. Murr goes, what did Sal get? Sal got White Castle.
Wants to
Okay,
go back
cool.
to the same White Castle.
Go back to the same White Castle. He's like, there's one right near your house. He's like, I want that specific White Castle. And yeah, he bargains with him. He said, look, Joe gave me this to put in your food. Let me go to the one right by your house. And that's good. He said, you have a deal. I remember that.
Yeah.
You have a deal, sir.
Yeah, that is good. That is good.
Terrible challenge. I don't know. Not one. I could have done that challenge. I could have done that one.
Punishment.
Like,
Punishment.
punishment. I would have been stressed. After a certain point, I'm definitely tuning it out.
Yeah. It just becomes like background noise eventually.
He starts with the guy, the pup in the passenger. He goes like, drive, speeding it up, trying to hurt it and make it stop, like, playing.
Right.
Oh, it's so good. What else for you, sir?
That's all I got for favorite or challenges that I would like to do. So our favorite
Same
thing,
here.
pal, we're going to award our favorite Joker awards. In which case, I think our favorite Joker is the same.
I don't know that it is. Maybe we've
think it
talked
is.
about it, and maybe it actually is. I don't know.
My favorite
go
Joker
first.
did change as the show went on. I had a favorite Joker, and it slowly became...
Yeah, I'm kind of
the
iffy on it these days, but you go.
Okay. My favorite Joker was Joe. And the thing I'll give Joe, I love a certain thing about all of them. Joe's I don't give a crap attitude. Joe
He's the
will
best.
do anything. He would do anything.
He had the highest
And-
win
and-
percentage of
and-
all of them.
That's why most Joe punishments aren't even punishments. They're like, we want to see him act like an idiot, so we're going to do this and we're going to laugh as Joe does Captain Fat Belly or whatever. And a lot of his punishments aren't even punishments because he doesn't care. I aspire for Joe's, like, I don't care. I'm going to do
it's
this.
great.
This is going to be funny. His attitude
gonna be good TV.
But, yes, as the show went on, Sal definitely like won me over, dude.
I kind of agree.
He's fantastic. Yeah.
If I had to pick, I think I still say Joe. Just because
Really?
I love that he was so willing to do all the challenges. He played the game within the show the best objectively the best. He lost the least. He was the least challenged one. Granted, Q was right there.
Yes.
I think Joe does it in a funnier way than Q, right? Not to hate on Q, certainly by any means. Not hating on any of them. Right. But I think Joe did it in a way that was funnier than Q, whereas Q would just big brain it and be like, I'm just going to do this and get away with this. And this is going to work, like loophole. I think Joe was my favorite Joker on the show, but I really struggle these days because I find myself laughing more at Sal bits from throughout the show's history. I think Sal, especially these days, not to say like since Joe left, but these days, like looking back at the show recently, I'm like, it might be Sal. But I've always said Joe. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to say Joe is my favorite Joker. Sal's right there, bro. And I think Sal would be the one I would most like to hang out with if we were like, pick one to hang out with.
100%.
I'm hanging out with Sal, bro.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with Sal.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Salvatore Volcano.
Yeah. Salvatore Volcano.
I'm Taka Jahari, but I would never.
I would never order a whole pizza for myself. he's got like the lipstick on. I'm
He
Taka
does.
Jahari.
I would never.
Never. Yes, I think Sal has taken the reins as my favorite. His acting, whenever Sal acts, dude, like what you said earlier about him crying, because he can literally make himself cry.
He can cry it well.
He's the best actor of them all by far.
Sir.
And does his sass. Sal be sassy. Welcome to BFNS. My name is Pal, and I sell auto parts. He's great, dude. Everything he does is so good. Sal is by far he is at this point by far my favorite. I do love them all. If I had to give accolades, Sal's just overall my favorite. Joe's, I don't give a crap attitude. I aspire for it. I think it's fantastic. Murr, I think, is the most, and if you watch interviews with them, they will agree with this. Murr is the most willing to do anything.
And
he might not do it the
funniest.
funniest. Yeah, he might not do it like the funniest, but he will do almost anything. And I respect that from Murr. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't even consider that. And here he is. That's why I think Murr has the worst punishments. I think Murr has the worst punishments overall. I really
so
do.
bad, dude. I mean, that's a whole meme.
Yeah.
Is Murr being punished? It's a whole thing, right?
Murr, go out there and yeah.
Murr, now go in there and say all lives matter.
Yeah. For Q's dryness, I love how just
it goes over the people's heads so much.
He does. And Q is, you said it earlier, a lot of people I think don't realize, Q is right there with Joe. Q almost never loses.
It's so close, dude.
He really doesn't care. He doesn't do it the most flashy way like Joe or Sal might do to make it like that much more funny. But Q will just do it, and he just deadpans it, dude. And that reminds me so much of our good friend Treads. That dry, that deadpan, like, I'm just going to do this. Q reminds me so much of Treads.
Reminds me of that joke you said about, like, I'm not saying we're better than you because we're in AP. We're in AP because we're better than you.
Yeah. Like, dude,
it's like, dang,
his
okay.
Deadpan, like, do it. One of my favorite Q moments is so random. It was in the middle of a challenge where they were in the bathroom and they had to walk out of the bathroom and deliver a line to somebody, like, as to why they shouldn't go in there. And they had to give enough of a performance that way the person wouldn't go into the bathroom.
Yes. And
Sal comes out and just says, like, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. And the guy's like, okay. The guy walks away. Like, he just believes Sal. So Sal's like, I won. And they're like, you didn't do the challenge. The challenge is you got to give the ridiculous reason that we gave you.
That's true.
Like, no.
I remember this. He's like, what do you mean?
It's a great...
I won.
Like, I won. He's like, he didn't go in there. That's the challenge. So then Q goes next, and dude, Q, like I love when they show like the behind, like the camera of the other guys like talking and stuff. That's my favorite bits. Whenever they're like, I think that's how they are. That's how they are. They're just acting like themselves behind the camera. And Q's like, change the rules. Change the rules. Doesn't matter. Like that's Treads. Change the rules. Sure. And then he goes out there and he like throws the trash can out of the bathroom, acts like he's fighting somebody. Let's go.
So good.
And he changes the rules. And he's like, I wouldn't go in there if I were you. And then the guy does it. And he's like, I guess I won. Like that's Q is great for stuff like that. I think Q is perhaps the most underappreciated Joker. I think he's great.
I think so, and I think a lot of that just comes from the fact that he doesn't have the over-the-top moments as often. And so, I agree with that. If not for the group dynamic, the show doesn't work. They all do things differently.
For sure.
I hate to sound like we're participation award, right? We're all great. But they really are all good at different things, and that's why the show works, right? They're all individually hilarious individuals. The fact that they've been friends for a long time is wild. They're not all the same age, though, right?
I don't know, because I think they all technically were in high school together.
They can't all be the same age. They did theater.
I think like improv. Joe is older than Murr, for sure, or whatever. But
yeah,
keep talking. I'll look that up.
Yeah. I don't know. Just because the fact that these 4 guys all ended up in one place, especially in their youth, is wild to me. And here we are these days, and they are some of the 4. They have to be 4 of the most recognized people within the country in terms of comedy, right? 4 of the most decorated comedians just because of the success of the show.
That's one of the things I don't understand about the show, and maybe we are reaching that point. I'm like, how do people not recognize them still? How do you...
Tell me their age, and then I want to talk to you about that.
Okay. They're all within 1 year of each other, which is kind of crazy.
No way. Sal and Joe are 1 year apart.
Joe, Murray, and Q are all 48, and Sal is 47.
Sal could pass for like 31.
He could, 100%.
Dude.
They all don't look their age, I don't think.
They all look really young.
That age. Yeah.
Dang, bro.
I wouldn't have known that.
Joe looks great these days, by the way. Joe is really cleaning up, man. He's vegan, has been for a long time.
He's got to come back. Him coming back would save.
I hate to dig into the personal life, but he left because him and his wife got divorced. And apparently they didn't, according to their Instagram. So I don't know but maybe like him leaving the show is what saved it. And he's like, I can't come back. I got the girl back because of that.
Right.
That sucks, though.
So, yeah, at least we have the literal, 9 seasons.
Forever. He still tours on his own, right?
Yes.
And, yeah. He could, however, if he's touring on his own, just switch that to an Impractical Jokers tour.
That's my thing, is that was the biggest thing I heard, was that the show was too much time away. He does his own podcast, Two Cool Moms. If you haven't listened to it, it's really good.
And let's be careful. We're not slandering the guy or his decisions.
Not at all.
Not by any means.
Not at all. But he does a podcast on his own, at least that one. Okay. And then he does tour on his own. I'm like, but I have to imagine you touring and literally traveling the country versus
it's
you
the same as you doing it with the guys, right?
Yeah. So like, he has his reasons. I'm by far.
And they're very valid reasons. But I would say if we know, like, all right, guys, this is the last season. Come on, bro. At least come back for the last season.
Bring him back. That'd be fantastic.
Throw the bag at him, bro. If you got to pay him a little more to make him come back, he's the only one. He's missing on multiple seasons of pay already. Granted, he obviously wasn't on those seasons, so that's why. Make it worth his while. Be like, he's going to get a 60-40 split this season. He's getting 60. You guys are splitting 40.
Yep. And they would take it too, I imagine. I think they would take it.
Especially if it was the last season, just to make the content like that immortal. I don't know.
That
being said, you've definitely discussed and told your wife, look, if we see the Impractical Jokers anywhere, hold on.
Don't.
Are we good? Okay, low battery came on, we're good. You seen the Impractical Jokers? No, you didn't. And we're playing along normal. They swear they see through that, though.
Yeah, they do.
They swear they see through that.
I would try my best to, from afar, be like, oh my gosh, Sal's over there. And I'd be like, okay, I'm going to act like the biggest dummy. I'm not going to recognize this guy. I'm going to go along with it.
You have to be so careful, though. I have seen that they will see people from 60 feet away.
Oh yeah,
and pick them out and be like, "Hey, you made right?
Yeah,
from that guy." Yeah. So
it'd be hard. It would be hard, but 100%. I would love nothing more, and I almost think they have to because it's been the literal face of TBS for how long now? 10 years.
True TV.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, True TV. Introduce the next era of Jokers. It's another 4 people.
Bro, you can't.
Dude, put me on there. Put me on there and get other people. Oh my god,
you can't.
I would love it.
First of all, I told you this before. Do you know the hatred that a second group of Jokers would get? You would get hated on constantly. They're not as funny. This is not as good. There's nothing like the originals. You'd go 2 seasons and get canceled.
Nope, put me on there. I'm gonna make it so good. The 2 seasons, it will be renewed for 4 more.
Okay.
Signing that contract deal. Call me Tua Tagovailoa because I'll be signing that extension.
Okay. Wow, what a stretch that was. Didn't realize we were doing yoga.
How's that a stretch at all?
It was a stretch to throw that in there. To find a way to throw that in there. That's all I'm saying.
To say that I would do this and I would do it so well that it would get extended. And I'm going
And
to
then
draw
make an
lines to
extension
my
joke.
favorite quarterback getting an extension, which happened 2 days ago. That's not a stretch at all.
Hey,
That
at
fell
least we
into my
didn't pay
lap.
Jordan Love the most money in NFL history. Let's
That's
be
kind of
clear.
insane.
That's wild. Dude has half a season of mostly good football. Not
Dude
even
has,
like
like-
elite football.
Dude has
One
like
playoff
8
win.
games of good football, which I would argue, shocker, are not better than Tua's. And
He led the league in passing last season.
there he
No,
goes.
not better than Tua's. What do you mean? There he goes.
Like getting the biggest contract.
Oh, yeah.
ever. Here he goes.
They had no choice because they
Maybe
waited
he
for
will.
5 years to freaking play him. Not literally 5
Maybe
years.
he
you know
will.
what I mean.
Maybe he will prove it. And in 3
I hope
years,
not.
he will be
Packers
the
don't
next
deserve it.
Favre, Rodgers, and it'll be Love.
They don't
In which
deserve
case
it.
I will
They don't
hate.
deserve it. Packers don't
I will
deserve
hate
it.
the Packers
Sorry.
for having 4 straight decades of good quarterbacks. I
don't hate the Packers at all right now, but the fact that you've had Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and then now a guy who seems decent since like what 93 is when they got Favre, 92, something like that. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous, absolutely
Dude.
ridiculous.
That's my biggest thing. Sincerely, forget your opinion. Anybody, I'm talking to anybody. Forget your individual opinion about Tua. I'm just happy to have a guy. My quarterback's gonna be there for 4 years. He's
Yeah,
already been there for 3 or whatever. He's gonna
I
be there
know.
for the next 4. Thank God. I have a guy who this is him, and he's gonna be our guy. I
trade
appreciate
clauses
this so
in
much.
that contract though, because it's been a big thing these days. To 1 season after an extension,
Right.
they're like, maybe we regret this extension and we're gonna trade you to someone else. That's my thing. So be
unfortunately,
careful.
nothing is set. Yeah, but I'm just happy for the time being of you've had Burrow, Higgins, and Chase. The Chargers
got
went from
T.
Rivers to Herbert, and now they're gonna have Herbert and whoever.
Herbert
The
and-
Colts had like a few
hypothetical
years of
situations.
uncertainty there, but the Colts went from Manning to
Manning
Luck
to
to now
Luck.
AR. AR
Yeah.
looks great.
I don't want to hear Colts
Um,
fans, and I know your brother's a Colts fan, who I believe does listen to the podcast. This is not at him directly, but I don't want to hear a Colts fan. I don't want to hear a Patriots fan. I don't want to hear a Colts fan. I don't want to hear a Packers fan. I don't want to hear a Chargers fan ever complain about quarterback play. Quarterback play. I think I said it right, but I thought I was going to say quarterback play. Quarterback play. Suck my balls, okay? That's what I even
Meaning they've had a good quarterback forever. Is that what you're
Correct.
saying? Yes.
Patriots fans, these last 3 seasons, hey, you can absolutely kill yourself. Like, I don't care. No one cares.
You
No
just
one
had
cares.
the best quarterback, perhaps of all time, until Mahomes eventually
It's not even
passes him, which I
perhaps.
think he
Yeah,
will.
Mahomes is on that trajectory. Yeah, Mahomes is on that
Yes.
trajectory.
Mahomes on his
So-
trajectory will pass him, but still, you've had perhaps
You've
the
had
goat of
the goat.
sports.
You've had the GOAT.
That's-
I heard a Kansas City Chiefs fan do that joke about like, nice, my favorite team is playing today. The big wide line, I'm going to kill myself. Nice, we won. And someone was like, you can't do this when you just won the Super Bowl. And this was before they won last year's Super Bowl.
Twice.
Someone said, you
Yeah,
can't
okay,
do this when
okay.
you just won the Super Bowl. You can't. This meme's not for you.
You can't.
This meme's not for
No.
you. Right?
If they three-peat, I'm gonna lose my mind.
They're not
I
going to three-peat.
hate it.
They shouldn't have won last
I-
year, dude. It worked. It worked perfectly for them last year, bro. It worked
It did.
perfectly. The AFC West was a joke as always. Who were their playoff games? Can you remember? You all in the freezing cold.
in the fourth coldest NFL game in history.
You all were cooked from the start. Can we be honest? I don't think that you all playing
Oh, I
in the
knew going
heat is
into
an
it.
advantage, but you all playing in the cold, you were cooked. You had no shot.
No, 100%. Yeah, agreed.
What was the other one? Was that it? No. Because I didn't mean was that it. Was there one other one before the AFC title game? Who was their divisional round game?
They like to call it the toughest playoff run in history. They like to they're on their rings, right?
Who's
That's
they?
what they call it.
Who's they? Chiefs fans? I don't care what Chiefs fans say about the Chiefs playoff run.
They beat us, obviously.
Not the Texans.
They
They
beat
played
the
the Ravens
Bills.
last. The
They
Bills.
played the Ravens.
The Bills. Okay. They played the Miami Dolphins in Antarctica. They played the Bills, and the Bills choked again.
Yep,
Right?
They do.
Bass missed multiple key field goals. 2, right? He missed 2, didn't he?
I think so. Yep.
Okay. They played the greatest regular season defense in NFL history. And Lamar Jackson, the MVP. Lamar Jackson put up 10 points, if I'm not mistaken. Was it 10 or 13?
10, yep. 17 to 10. Yep.
10 points! Bro. The
then in
MVP
the
put up
most-
10 points.
And then in
Okay.
the Super Bowl that I literally said, if the Chiefs come back and win this, it's rigged. And there you go.
I felt
on
the
a
whole time they were
missed
gonna win that Super Bowl.
PAT, dude. A missed PAT in
Is
the
why they-
Super
is why I went to
Bowl. You're
overtime.
fired. Get off my team. You miss
That's why I
a
went to
PAT.
overtime. Jake Moody too, bro. I love Jake Moody. He's a Michigan guy. Tough, dude. Yep. Ultimately cost you the Super Bowl. Granted, there was enough time to where if they were down, the Chiefs would have gone for 2. They probably would have got it because it's the Chiefs. It's not a guarantee that that's what cost them the Super Bowl, but didn't do them any favors, that's for sure. Nah. And then the whole team didn't know the overtime rules at the Super Bowl.
They literally didn't understand the
didn't know the overtime rules. They thought, woohoo, we kicked the field goal. We're good.
No, y'all are.
You don't know the overtime rules? It's the Super Bowl.
Stupid.
God. They won the coin toss and took the ball first. Right? Idiocy.
I think so.
Idiocy. I heard there's footage of people on the Chiefs sideline be like, they took the ball. Why'd they take the ball?
Yeah. Like, why?
Literally, out loud, they're like, why'd they take the ball? Because no one on the freaking 49ers knew. No one played a game of Madden.
I'm like,
right?
Yeah, and that's something. Y'all have played football quite literally your whole lives. You don't know the rules?
It's not even a brand new overtime rule. It's like a 2 or 3 year old rule.
Yeah.
It's the Super Bowl. Unexcusable. Fire the 49ers into the sun. Fire them into the sun. Fire them into the sun. They have given us some of the most boring Super Bowls so far during the Kyle Shanahan era. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I saw it literally today. Reasons the 2024-2025 NFL season will be legendary. One of them, of course, 49ers revenge tour. People are like, the 49ers have been on revenge like the last 3 years. Like, what are you talking about?
Constantly on revenge. They're going to start the season like 10-1 again. They always do. Mm-hmm. They're good. And it's one of these things. We're going so off topic. This is one of these things where like the 49ers could win the Super Bowl and their fans will be like, ha ha, told you. I would be like, I'm not surprised. It's just that you guys suck at the Super Bowl every year. So no, I'm not going to pick you, but no, I'm not surprised.
Was it them or the Chiefs that literally just recently was like bragging about their upcoming schedule? I was like, y'all are favored in every single game.
Chiefs
what are you
always.
Talking about?
Chiefs always.
What are you talking about? You're favored every
Chiefs always.
Single week.
Chiefs had y'all didn't believe in us.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were the 1 seed, bro.
Do I believe that if the AFC wasn't on drugs last season from December through January, they don't win the Super Bowl? Absolutely. What a joke, dude. Okay. We couldn't get them out of Arrowhead in round 1 again, shocker. And you got the Miami team in a top 5 coldest game ever. Then you got the Bills. I guess there's nothing really to say except the Bills gonna bill. Bills gonna bill.
The Bills are the
they are
Cowboys
known
of the AFC.
for choking in the playoffs. 4 straight Super Bowls, lost them all. Cannot beat the Chiefs in the playoffs at all. Have not done it yet, correct?
I think
Winless
so.
against the Chiefs in the playoffs.
They're the Cowboys of the
and
AFC.
Had to go on the road again, right? I think they had to go on the road twice. Oh, it's the Ravens, which I was cheering for the Chiefs in that game. I'll be straight up. I wanted the Chiefs to win that game. I'm not pulling for a division rival. Yeah, right. Are you kidding me? No. I'm not pulling for a division rival to hear about Lamar MVP, greatest defense ever, and we got a ring. Yeah, wasn't cheering for that. So I wanted the Chiefs to win. But that whole game, I'm like, are they trying? Dude dives and stick the balls out. I just said dives and stick the balls out.
You'll freeze afterwards. You're like, I thought you were frozen. I was like, no, he's just.
No, I said dive and stick the balls out.
He stuck his.
Dude dives and stick the ball out, loses it at like the 6-inch line. Give me a break. After they did the same thing against the Bengals the year before, right there. Goodbye. Stupid, bro. Peace. Ravens are drunk in the playoffs. Okay. So, did you say peace?
I'd like us off recording.
We can stop any time now.
We need to stop, bro. We're approaching we're nearing an hour and a half.
This is gonna suck right now. Hope y'all enjoyed the episode. We love Impractical Jokers. Hit that follow button. Follow us on Twitter @HeadacheSpod, on TikTok @HeadacheSandHotTakes. Follow me on Twitter @Chaperian. That's CHAPERIAN. Follow that guy @Herniator. Spelled like it sounds, except the O is a 0. We'll see you next week. Hooday.
Peace.